Hi, I'm Dr. Anna Baranowski, and we're talking about post-traumatic growth and recovery. Is anger bubbling to your surface? What can you do? Well, we all go through this sometimes, and usually when we're angry, we feel hurt about something, let down, betrayed, fed up, annoyed. We've all been there, right? LS watched an old video of ours and she thought it was really helpful. It was, your anger is stealing from your life. Well, LS said it was a really informative video. She loved it. She loved the advice, but she was left with a question. What's a healthy way to release anger for, kind of all the times that it's bubbling up to the surface? You know that feeling when you're just sitting around and all of a sudden you get this memory of something that was really upsetting to you and you realize you're just not over it. And along with those feelings come anger and, all sorts of sad and frustrated feelings. And, sometimes you could just get into a spin in your mind about it. And, that can cause a lot of trouble, right? Well, first, start by asking yourself, is this really about me? So is this thing that's happening that's making you angry really about you? So it reminds me of a time when a friend of mine, really good friend of mine, he let me down. He promised something. It was a big promise. And when it come the time that I really needed him to deliver, he just totally dropped the ball. And the tendency was for me to kind of get really angry and frustrated, and I wanted to call him up and, confront him with all that stuff, right? Why didn't he do what he said he was going to do? And, all that, frustration and anger. Anyways, this person's a really good friend of mine. So, I asked myself, just stop for a minute, take a breath, and just kind of wonder what could be going on for him to make him drop the ball in this way. It's not typical of him to do this. So instead of charging forward in anger and frustration, I just asked the question, hey, I didn't expect you to cancel or drop the ball on that thing. Are things okay? And what I ended up learning was that there were some very significant things that were going on that kept him from being able to do what he said he wanted to do. And he felt terrible. So intention is such a huge thing. He didn't intend to hurt me or let me down or anything like that. And boy, was I ever glad that I didn't destroy that friendship out of frustration or anger, because treasured friendships are so important in life. And you just don't want to drop the ball when other people are going through tough things in life. So he really wasn't letting me down. His thing was really personal. It was about him, something that was going on for him. So put the brakes on it, on anger, and ask this question first. Hey, what's really going on? Second, don't assume that the best solution is to simply stomp down your anger, because it's not always the right thing to do. Anger shows up for very important reasons. It needs to teach you something. It needs to tell you, sometimes warn you that something's going on. So really paying attention in a very present way instead of going kind of unconscious, which is what most of us do when we feel afraid. So that's a really important piece as well. And then show up for your feelings in a very full-bodied way. And what that means is really, absolutely recognizing the feelings, paying attention, and just letting yourself kind of fully embrace and understand that those feelings are happening for a reason. And often the reason is something you just need to understand and learn from. Very, very important for our own growth, to not just go unconscious when we're feeling upset or angry or just stomp them down, because then you fail to learn from what's really going on for you. And finally, learn to recognize that pain and hurt feelings can trigger a big dump of cortisol and adrenaline, our big stress hormones, and make us want to fight, like really get angry, when, the fact is that the right solution might be to face the feelings and ask yourselves to just slow down, write down, feel it first, identify the true source of the pain, learn to find the solutions that make us feel that we're drawing from the best part of who we are. So, recap. First, is this really about me? 2, don't stomp down in anger. 3, show up for your feelings and support yourself. And 4, recognize that hurt feelings can ignite fight or flight reactions that triggers anger when anger isn't necessarily the best approach. For more Ask Dr. Anna videos and information about post-traumatic growth and recovery, subscribe and like our YouTube videos at What is PTSD, or join us at previous video episodes in our playlist Ask Dr. Anna from the Traumatology Institute team.